Hello, dear friends. Today, I'm going to tell you an amusing tale about a clever farmer's wife and a greedy merchant. Make yourself comfortable. This story will definitely bring a smile to your face. In a small village lived a poor farmer with his wise wife. They owned just one cow, but this cow gave the most delicious milk in the entire region. A wealthy merchant, known for his cunning ways, decided he must have this wonderful cow for himself. First, the merchant claimed the cow was actually his, saying it had wandered away last spring. The farmer's wife quickly brought out their neighbors who had been present when they bought the cow at the market years ago. The merchant left empty-handed. Next time, he tried to trick them by saying he had lent them money with the cow as collateral. The clever wife produced fake documents showing they had already repaid everything. The merchant stormed away in frustration. On his third attempt, the merchant disguised himself as a tax collector, demanding the cow as payment. The wife simply showed the real tax receipts and even called the actual tax collector to confirm. Once again, the merchant failed. The fourth time, he dressed as a wandering holy man, claiming the cow was promised to his temple. The wife politely reminded him that their local priest had blessed this very cow for their family last Easter. For his fifth try, the merchant spread rumors that the cow was bringing bad luck to the village. The wife invited everyone to taste the cow's milk, and soon the villagers were praising its healing properties instead. On the sixth attempt, he tried to convince them the cow was actually a magical creature that needed to be in his special stable. The wife demonstrated how ordinarily their cow behaved, making everyone laugh at the merchant's wild claims. The seventh time, he offered to trade 3 skinny cows for their one. The wife cleverly calculated the milk production, showing everyone how their single cow produced more than his 3 combined. For his eighth scheme, the merchant claimed the cow had eaten his precious herbs. The wife had already documented their cow's grazing spots, proving it had never been near his garden. On his ninth try, he attempted to convince them the cow was actually his prize-winning breed. The wife brought out the cow's lineage papers, showing its humble but honest origins. The 10th time, he tried bribing the village council to force them to sell. The wife revealed his attempted bribery to everyone, making him the laughingstock of the village. For his 11th plan, he claimed the cow was needed for a special royal ceremony. The wife simply wrote to the palace to verify no such ceremony existed. On his 12th attempt, he said the cow was making his cow sick. The wife invited the veterinarian, who confirmed their cow was the healthiest in the region. The 13th time, he tried to convince them the cow was actually twins, and he owned one twin. The wife simply showed the birth records proving it was a single calf. For his 14th scheme, he claimed to have a magical document proving his ownership. The wife asked him to read it, revealing he had it upside down and couldn't actually read at all. Finally, on his 15th attempt, the merchant admitted defeat. The wife's cleverness had won every single time. She invited him to simply buy milk from them instead of trying to steal the cow. Humbled by her wisdom and kindness, the merchant became their best customer, and they all lived in peace thereafter. Now, tale about the clever peasant's wife and her ongoing battle of wits with the greedy merchant's wife. The merchant's wife simply couldn't accept her defeat and was determined to get that precious cow from the peasant family. Her pride was hurt, and her greed knew no bounds. One bright morning, the merchant's wife came up with what she thought was a brilliant plan. She dressed up as a fortune teller, complete with colorful scarves and jingling bracelets, and made her way to the peasant's house. Knocking on the door, she spoke in a mysterious voice. "I see great misfortune coming to this house because of a spotted cow. You must sell it immediately." The clever wife opened the door, took one look at the fortune teller, and smiled. "Oh my God! What a coincidence! I just saw your identical twin sister, a merchant's wife, wearing those exact same bracelets yesterday at the market." Flushed and upset, the merchant's wife hurried away, but she was not finished. The very next day, she sent her servant to spread rumors in the village that the farmer's cow was, in fact, a magical creature that belonged to the royal family and had been stolen. "The king's guards will soon come to take it away," the servant announced dramatically in the village square. The peasant's wife, hearing this, simply invited all the villagers to tea, where she told them wonderful stories about how she'd raised the cow from a calf, showing them old photographs and even the cow's mother grazing in their field. The villagers laughed at the merchant wife's obvious scheme, but the merchant's wife was persistent. She then tried to convince the local priest that the cow was possessed by evil spirits and needed to be removed from the village. The farmer's wife responded by bringing the gentle cow to church on Sunday, where she peacefully ate grass and even seemed to bow her head during prayers, causing everyone to laugh. Growing desperate, the merchant's wife dressed up as a government inspector, complete with a fake mustache and official-looking papers. She arrived at the peasant's house declaring, "This cow must be quarantined due to a mysterious disease." The peasant's wife calmly replied, "Oh, wonderful. The real inspector just left an hour ago and gave our cow perfect bill of health. Would you like to see the certificate? And by the way, your mustache is slipping." Each failed attempt made the merchant's wife more determined. She tried sending fake love letters, supposedly from the cow to the merchant's bull, claiming they needed to be together. The peasant's wife responded by reading the letters aloud at the market, causing everyone to roar with laughter at the silly romantic prose. The merchant's wife even attempted to convince everyone that the cow could fly at night and was disturbing people's sleep. The peasant's wife simply tied a small bell to the cow's neck, so everyone could hear it peacefully grazing all night long. In her most elaborate scheme, 3 identical-looking cows borrowed from her friends which cow was which and had to cancel the whole thing. As time went by, the merchant's wife's schemes became increasingly outlandish. She tried disguising herself as a cow whisperer, a traveling circus owner, and even attempted to convince everyone that the cow was actually her long-lost sister transformed by a witch's curse. Each time, the peasant's wife would counter these ridiculous claims. She never got angry or upset. Instead, the peasant's wife, showing her kind heart, invited her over for tea and fresh milk from the famous cow. To everyone's surprise, they actually became friends, with the merchant's wife finally learning that happiness comes not from possessing things, but from sharing laughter and friendship with others. The clever cow, meanwhile, continued giving the best milk in the village, seemingly quite pleased with all the entertainment she had provided. And from that day forward, the village was filled with twice as much laughter, as the former rivals would often be seen sharing jokes and stories at the market. And that, my dear friends, is how wisdom, kindness. Until next time, take care. Write in the comments what inconsistencies you found in this fairy tale.